Hello Sagittarius, and welcome to your reading for the weeks actually, of March 5th through 18th, 2024. I'm changing up the way I'm doing these readings. I'm doing them every 2 weeks, and I'm going to be doing 6 signs each week. So on alternate weeks, I will do Aries through Virgo, and then I will do Libra through Pisces, just because I'm finding that trying to cram them all in, all 12 signs, and if I had nothing else besides this channel, I could easily do it, but I have so many other irons in the fire, so to speak. I figured this was just the best way to give, quality time to everybody who watches these readings. So apologies for the change up in schedule. If you do like this video, do please hit the thumbs up, leave me a comment if you choose, and hit subscribe and hit the bell notification so you do see when these videos come out. I want to give a welcome to those of you who are new to this channel, and a welcome back to those of you who are returning. This is a reading for you if you're a Sagittarius Sun, Moon, Rising, or have another significant Sag placement in your chart. I read according to the 12 houses of astrology. That's the type of spread that I use, so that the house positions will determine how I interpret the cards and what they mean. This is a general reading, so it's going to be a very broad interpretation. So certain aspects of the house may apply to you and others will not. So just take what resonates and leave the rest. The main deck that I use for these readings is the Way of Cartouche deck, and I clarify with a tarot deck, and this week the clarifying deck is the Crowley Thoth deck. And the oracle that I will be using at the end to sum up is the Norse runes, which are, obviously little stones that you pull here. And I have in the description below, I have links to my website, social media, and other things that you can check out if you would like. Okay, so starting at the beginning, Sagittarius. The first house here has to do with Aries energy. This is your personality, how you present yourself to the world, how others see you. Okay, we have Anubis with the Wheel of Fortune here. So I think, so first of all, Anubis suggests to me being in protective mode. You may be in a mode where you feel like you need to be cautious, perhaps being diplomatic with people, not wanting to step on anybody's toes, trying to do things in a manner that, maybe with a sense of humor, but Anubis is one who acts as, who has protection or acts as a guide in a certain situation. And this is definitely a card that shows up when diplomatic need for diplomacy is part of the equation here. Now, Wheel of Fortune seems to indicate you may be undergoing major transformations. And when the wheel shows up, I feel like these are inevitable transformations. Now, it is worth noting that the period of time for this reading is the Mercury retrograde pre-shadow. It feels like we just got out of Mercury retrograde, but it does come up 3 times a year. And so April 1st is the next time it goes retrograde, but we are going to be starting our pre-shadow period probably roughly during this time frame. So this can also, in that case, mean past issues that are coming back around again, things for us to reevaluate, because the wheel keeps turning, and as it keeps turning, then we can be revisiting things from the past, and we can be facing inevitabilities from the future. So this may be reflecting, you may be reflecting on all of this in terms of changes that you want to make with respect to yourself. And this may be why you're either feeling very protective of yourself, or perhaps the need to be diplomatic or to handle things very carefully. Second house is Taurus energy. This is about your finances primarily. And you have the twins with the 8 of Cups. Okay, so the twins seems to indicate a joint financial situation. Now, the second house is not the house of joint finances. However, this could indicate money's coming to you from somebody, maybe somebody who's providing support, or perhaps you are giving money to somebody, or maybe there's some kind of a contractual agreement or something, some kind of a partnership that affects your finances here. So take that as it resonates for you. The 8 of Cups indicates walking away from something, okay? So this has to do with maybe something that you maybe identified with for a long time, or maybe a job you've had, or some means of making money, or some attitude about money where, maybe something that has served you well in the past. But 8 of Cups indicates a need to walk away from it, because for whatever reason, in the present, it's not really serving you anymore, and it is time to move on from it. So again, this will apply differently for different people. For some people, it means a job change. For others, it will mean a changing attitude towards money, or there just may be a different way that you are approaching your income stream or your finances. But there does seem to be another individual involved here in this case. So again, see how that feels for you. Third house is Gemini energy. This has to do with messages, communications, Self-employment, it's a house of self-effort. So if you're in your own business, that would apply to that. It can have to do with brother-sister relationships and also with travel, short distance travel, not long distance travel. So we have the Queen of Swords with Sirius. Okay, so we have two air-related cards. This has very strong Aquarian energy, and this can be any of the air signs, but which the air signs being Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. But definitely here in the house of Gemini, this strongly suggests to me messages, communications, looking for clarity on things. The Queen of Swords likes to cut through delusion and through nonsense and get to the truth of something. The Queen of Swords has a little bit of an edge to her. She is very intelligent and intellectual, so this could just be somebody who is extremely intelligent, but maybe comes across as cool and detached as a result of that. This is the energy of the divorcee or the widow in this deck traditionally, so that doesn't have to be the case here, but it's definitely that energy of somebody who is not, you're not seeing this young, youthful, perhaps innocent or naive kind of energy with the Queen of Swords. This is somebody who wants to see things for what they really are. Okay, and with Sirius, this may indicate a situation that has been a little tricky, something maybe that's required some endurance, or also some thinking out of the box, because Sirius, in terms of mental thought, has to do with breadth of vision, seeing things in a broader perspective. So there seems to be some kind of situation, whether it's related to a business, whether it's related to a sibling relationship, or whether this is generally communications you're receiving about any particular situation, really, where you feel like, there's been this need to take a little bit of the rough with the smooth, and there may be a need to think differently. Now, that does jive for me with what we're seeing in the second house with the Eight of Cups, because the Eight of Cups is about not doing things the same old way, walking away from it. And this suggests to me that as whatever messages are coming into you right now, or whatever's happening in your business or in a family situation, there's definitely something going on here where you feel like a different approach is called for. So there may be a lot of mental and analytical energy being put into this. Okay, fourth house is Cancer energy. This has to do with your home, your physical home. It can be your sense of feeling at home, your sense of security. And it can also have to do with the family, family matters, particularly the mother, but it can be family more generally. Okay, so you have the winged disc with the Five of Discs, or Five of Pentacles. And Five of Pentacles shows up in a couple different ways here. As a card that's dealing with security, this would definitely suggest insecurity, okay? The Five of Pentacles is a card of... it can be a card of poverty, and that doesn't necessarily mean that you're poor. It can just mean that you feel that you are, you may actually feel insecure, or you may feel insecure about your finances, especially if you are preparing to walk away from something. And it can also be a sense of feeling ghosted or left out in the cold. That's the other aspect of the Five of Coins. So that we may feel, coins, discs, pentacles. It's all pretty much the same. So you may be feeling very, very insecure, or you may be feeling like you're on the outside of a situation. However, you have this with the winged disc, and the winged disc is a very positive card. So when it shows up next to cards of opposition or difficulty, it usually indicates being able to overcome those difficulties in spite of any opposition, because this is a card of success. So I do feel like there have been insecurities lately that are perhaps about to be overcome. You'll be able to get out of this mode of insecurity, worry, or feeling like you are on the outside with respect to family situations or something connected to your home. Fifth house, this is Leo energy, and Leo is about creativity. It's about children, love affairs. And this is one of those houses where I say not all these things are necessarily going to apply to you. So, we'll look at each particular area. It can also have to do with recreation and leisure. We have Earth with the Ace of Discs. Okay, so there's a very strong financial omen here. Some of you perhaps are engaging in some kind of creative project or doing something creatively where perhaps you can make money. Perhaps this is a new income stream. Perhaps you are leaving a traditional job to work on something that is... something creative, maybe something close to your heart, something you have a talent for, whether it be in art, whether it be in music, whether it be in, I don't know, really there's a lot of potentials for creativity. It doesn't just have to be in the arts per se. You could be a builder, you could build things, you could be an architect, you could be, there's a lot of different ways in which we might create. You could be a writer. Nonetheless, there definitely seems to be a sense of new financial opportunities coming through something that's potentially creative. Now, the other possibility is this could apply to one of your children, if you have children that are old enough to work or to be doing things. This can also apply to a lover or a love affair. Maybe there's going to be some kind of a new thing. The fact that we're seeing a joint financial arrangement over here, maybe there is somebody who there is a possibility that some of you may have a lover or somebody who you're interested in, who maybe something is going to start out as a creative or business partnership that is financial in nature. Maybe they're going to be supporting some kind of work that you do. That is absolutely possible. It's also possible that you could be meeting somebody who is an earth sign, okay? So there's strong earth energy here in any case. And I'm actually just peeking over at the 7th house, which is about more committed partnerships. Love affairs are more like dating or unlegalized or, single people who are interested in dating kind of thing. But I'm also seeing an earth card there. So for some of you, this could be an earth sign person who is coming in and maybe is going to provide some kind of a new start for you. 6th house is Virgo energy. This has to do with your health. It has to do with the things that you might be worried about. It can also have to do with a job. It's a house of service, so it could be jobs that you're doing paid or unpaid for somebody. And we have Isis with the 10 of Swords. Okay, so with this 8 of Cups here in the 2nd house, this definitely indicates somebody may be leaving a job. Okay, like there is something, 10 of Swords is something that's over and it's just really freaking over. Now, this could be something where there's worries around this as well, because this is a house of worry. Maybe sometimes this card comes up when we feel betrayed or we feel stabbed in the back. I mean, we have this worry card over here in the 4th house, so maybe somebody has to do with a family member or something like that, where you feel, where there may be some kind of a situation that's coming to an end, being that we're seeing the worry over there and that we're seeing you taking a very severe and hard, clinical, cold, detached kind of look at something. So maybe there has been an end to a job situation. As far as health goes, I mean, I don't know. If it's an ending in a health situation, we do have this with Isis. So I don't know if for some of you, I see this 5 of Pentacles here, if this does have to do with the mother or a situation with the mother that you're worried about. Maybe there is something that's definitively coming to an end there. And again, this doesn't have to be with health, okay? It can just be a situation that you are concerned about, okay? If it does have to do with a job or something like that, it may be a situation where something has ended. And Isis here might indicate, it's very strong energy of the High Priestess here. So there could be some ambiguity about where something is going. This definitely seems to imply the need for compassion, nurturing, also for self-care, or a situation that's going to require patient perseverance. So it could be that something has come to an end and you need to be patient to see how things are going to move forward, but there also is a sense of needing nurturing. So whether this is you needing the nurturing or you nurturing somebody else, there seems to be some kind of an ending here. It's either connected to a mother figure or just a situation that requires care and compassion and perhaps patience. So take that as it resonates here. I wouldn't call any of this, by the way, a specific health omen for anybody. I feel more like this has to do with either something you're worried or concerned about or a job situation. 7th house, this is Libra energy, and this, as I mentioned, was more serious partnerships, so marriages, legalized partnerships, domestic partnerships, if that falls into that category, business partnerships, and also contracts and things, these kinds of relationships. Okay, so we have Scarab with the Prince of Discs, and the Prince of Discs is a bit like the King in this deck. And so I feel like, yeah, King of Discs, this could be somebody who's very solid financially. Maybe you are entering a business partnership with somebody with that, with this twins energy over here. Or maybe you have a partner who is a love or romantic partner. Again, I'm looking at this Earth card and this new opportunity down here in the house relating to love affairs. Maybe there is going to be a situation, maybe where you've worked with somebody, or maybe where you've been creatively collaborating with somebody that's going to turn into a financial opportunity here, because this definitely indicates a new relationship of some kind. So if you're already married, then this could be a new business partnership, or it could be that if you are not married, maybe there's going to be a potential for a business partner because this is definitely has not only strong businessman energy, but also Prince of Discs, I feel, has a lot to do with good physical health and things like that. Again, earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, and we are seeing that down here as well. So for somebody, that's a definite omen of an earth sign person coming into their life. But again, that doesn't have to be a general reading. That's just maybe very specific for somebody. It can also just be indicating a situation that a relationship that is more practically based. Maybe there is a financial partnership or component to it. But whatever it is, this looks like it's a new beginning. So if something is ended over here that we're seeing in the sixth house, maybe this is representing a relationship or partnership that's new, and this perhaps will lead you in a more financially solid direction here. It also can be, if finances are not involved, just indicating either an earth sign person or a very solid practical person who can help you. Maybe there's a romance, and also maybe helping you with either financial or career goals. Okay. 8th house, Scorpio energy. This is the house of transformation. So this has to do with life-death issues. It has to do with changes that are big milestones, or the current of change as it's moving through your life is the way I like to think about this house in a reading. It can also have to do with joint finances. Okay, so we have the 7 of Cups with Nepothys. We got a double 7 here because this is 7 and this is 7. So I don't know if the number 7 is going to be significant here for you. Speaking in a more general sense, 7s in tarot are, they represent a level of struggle, a level in which we are reevaluating and considering whether we have all the information, or considering whether we have been seeing things in the correct fashion. And indeed, the 7 of Cups, along with Nepothys, there's a strong Pisces or Neptune energy here. And there could be this sense here that you're wondering if you've been looking at something with rose-colored glasses, or not seeing a situation for what it really is. Or maybe you were feeling very, very sure about a particular situation, and now you're saying, well, gee, I'm not sure if I have all the information, or if I know what the truth is of something. Okay, because the 7 of Cups tends to come up when we have almost too many options and opportunities, and there's a cloudiness here with Nepothys. Nepothys indicates, it can indicate having strong psychic gifts, which is an element of the 8th house, but it often indicates something that has not occurred yet, information that is still just out of reach. It's not going to give you that information at the time. That's another aspect of Nepothys, that it's sort of like, well, there's more to come. You don't have all the information, and we're not going to tell you what it is right now. So it's that kind of an energy. So yeah, so there may be this sense of feeling of unreality here, where right now you're feeling like you don't really know what's real and what's not real. And that may be causing some of this worry and anxiety, and this consideration for change, or maybe a need for protection over here. So, and again, there does seem like there's some kind of a solid ending here that you've been concerned about, and maybe that's making you doubt the direction that you're going in right now. But I feel with Nepothys here, it's saying there's something coming for you, but it just hasn't gotten here yet. And what you're seeing right now, especially if you're feeling anxious, because if I'm seeing this anxiety with these cards that suggest be patient, that you're going to overcome things, then I would suggest that maybe a situation is illusory right now, and wait for more information before really making a decision about how things are. If we go to the 9th house, which is your own energy, Sagittarius energy, this is about expansion, because you're connected with the planet Jupiter in terms of energies. So Jupiter energy is expansive. It's about more education. So higher ed, it can be about, it doesn't have to be going back to university or college. It can also be about, getting another certification or doing something like that. So yeah, there's definitely this expansion here in terms of your, potentially educational expansion, and it can also be about your belief system. This could be about you, deepening your knowledge in a spiritual way, deeper thought, things like that are also connected to this house, as well as long distance travel. So, okay, so we have the 5 of Wands with the pyramid. Again, we have a double 5 here, and 5s usually indicate a situation of struggle. And in fact, this card is called Strife, the 5 of Wands. And this, 5 of Wands can have to do with struggles. This usually is a situation where maybe other people are involved and are, mucking up the works. where they may be, you may have, things that are coming in. Five of Wands is a card of competition. I mean, it can be playful competition, but it could just be, maybe you're feeling like there's too many people involved or competing in a particular situation, and maybe you're not really entirely sure. I mean, this is a test of you. Pyramid only shows up when we're in a test situation, when we're being challenged on something. It could be somebody who's just being contrary, or people who may be quarreling with you in some way. Now, Five of Wands is not a serious quarrel. And again, sometimes this comes up in terms of sporting or play or something like that. But I just feel like there may be a situation where there's maybe too much input, which may be causing some of this confusion that you're having over here, may be creating this inability for you to see how things are. It may also indicate why you're feeling a need for diplomacy over here with Anubis in the first house. So it does seem like you have some kind of a challenge right now. Either your beliefs are being challenged, or you're being challenged maybe on something. If you are involved with academics or education, maybe there's been some criticism, or there's been some disagreement with people about whether it be within a school, literal school setting, or something else where you're not really sure how something's going to move forward. But again, Pyramid indicates hang tight. You will make it through the situation in the end. When I see the Five of Wands, I often feel it's a sign that we need to, focus on what our own inner voice is telling us, and not allow ourselves to be influenced so much by people on the outside. 10th house is Capricorn energy, and Capricorn is about your reputation, your fame, your career, potentially father energy as well. Okay, so we have Ta, which is the Capricorn card in the Capricorn house. So that's always good when you have a card that's in dignity with the house that shows up. And Ta is about building. It's about working, building a strong foundation for something, setting appropriate boundaries, but also about setting, laying the foundation for something and trying to have something that is stable and that's strong. When you have it with this Knight of Cups is a card of invitation, okay? So this is a Cancer energy, and it does have to do with, an invitation that connected to your work, or maybe as a result of your work that may be coming to you. So it does seem like there could be some opportunities for you to further build what it is that you're trying to do in terms of your career. And if I compare it to the 6th house, which is the other house that deals with our work, it could be that something has come to an end, but that there is some kind of a new opportunity that's around the corner. Now, Knight of Cups has a strong emotional component to it. So this could indicate, again, being that I'm seeing a lot of things in these partnership houses about partners, I don't know if this is like both a career and love invitation. Might be for some people, or at the very least, maybe an invitation to something that you would enjoy, or find pleasurable, or find emotionally satisfying in some way. So take that as it resonates there. Okay, so let's look at the 11th house. This is Aquarius energy, and Aquarius is connected to our friendships, our business networks, social media, things like that. People are in our network in some fashion, and also with our goals and with our what we might consider our destiny. Now we have water with the Priestess. Okay, so the Priestess comes up. I'm thinking about how we're seeing the 7 of Cups and Nephthys in your 8th house here. Priestess has to do with things that have not yet been revealed. So this may have to do with something connected to a friendship or a partnership. This could also have something to do with with your goals. Like maybe there is something that is veiled right now, that's hidden. And that makes sense in light of some of these other things that I'm seeing. And of course, there's you as the Queen of Swords down here, who really, wants to cut through all the fog and see what's really going on here. But we do have water here, and when it comes up in the 11th house, this often means that a current hope or wish may be soon replaced with another. Water can be Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces energy, and the Priestess is usually considered to be Pisces energy as well. And in fact, you have Pisces energy over here in the 8th house. You have, 7th is Venus and Scorpio over here. So you've got a lot of this water energy showing up in some of these places that seem to be connected to your direction moving forward. So I feel also like water may indicate the need to go with the flow on something, because when you don't have all the solid information, when you don't have all this analysis information that you need right now, then you may just need to kind of flow with whatever's happening here. But again, there's this solid earth energy that's coming in and this idea of a partnership with somebody. So it's interesting how that's all shaping up. So let's look at the 12th house. This is Pisces energy. This has to do with what's the hidden factors. So things you don't want people to see, perhaps things that you're afraid of. We have air with the Hierophant. Okay. Now, when air shows up in the 8th or 12th house, this usually indicates messages from spirit of some kind. So those of you who connect with spirit guides, or may feel that that's part of your belief system or what you do, then air might indicate that there is a message that's coming in from spirit for you. Now, the Hierophant represents something that's very, very traditional. The fact that this is showing up in the house of fear, I don't know, maybe you are taking a non-traditional path and you have fears surrounding moving away from something that you consider to be traditional. This could also just be, as I see the Hierophant as a kind of a mentor figure, like a spiritual mentor. Maybe that's who the message is coming from for you. Maybe unconsciously the messages you are getting about things are coming from this kind of a place. Now, depending on how you see the Hierophant energy, this could be good or bad for you. If you are somebody who belongs to a traditional religion and is very much involved with traditions that are perhaps more conservative or mainstream, then the Hierophant perhaps is a guide for you. For those of you who might be opposed to such systems, then maybe you see the Hierophant as a challenger to you. Okay, the Hierophant may be somebody who's representing tradition, and perhaps you are trying to break with that. So take it as it resonates here, but it does seem like there are messages coming in, and if you are not keen on the idea of a spirit guide of some kind, then this could also just be your own inner voice trying to tell you something. Okay, because we do have the Priestess over here as well. That's also a very strong inner voice card. Now, overall for you, yeah, it seems like you've had some issues here, because Seth only shows up when there has been anxieties, when there's been obstacles, delays to something, or maybe just being filled with doubt or anxiety about something. And you have it with Thoth. So Thoth has a couple of possibilities here. Thoth is a card that has to do with healing. So maybe you are in the process of healing from something, or dealing with something that was a major change. We do have this major ending over here in the 6th house, so maybe it has to do with that. It could potentially relate to a health matter with Thoth, but Thoth can also just have to do with things that are karmic in nature, either a karma that's being resolved. And again, as I've mentioned, with this being Mercury retrograde coming up at the beginning of April, maybe this is those kind of retrograde issues that are coming up and coming around again. So nonetheless, though, Thoth is generally a very positive omen in terms of that kind of stuff, and it would indicate, and again, it's another 5. We've got all the 5s up here. Wherever the challenge is, whether it has to do with education, with something that's happening at a distance, something that had to do with a job or a legal matter, whatever it is, it does feel like something is happening in its right time. So if something is ended, it's the time for it to end. If something is beginning right now, where there's a big shift, it's because it's the right time. So in spite of the obstacles or maybe anxiety that's being caused by that, it does feel like something is happening at the right time. And overall, you also have the Princess of Wands, which is like Page of Wands energy in an equivalent deck. And when this shows up, I feel like this is indicating a new beginning, a new enthusiasm for something, messages coming in of a positive sense. I mean, this is fire energy, and you are Sagittarius, so this is definitely your own energy. But there's this idea of a new beginning here, of new energy and new inspiration that's coming in. So I feel overall that in spite of any difficulties or obstacles that you're dealing with right now, it definitely seems like there's going to be new financial opportunities coming in from it could have to do with a love relationship, or it could just have to do with a joint creative venture with somebody. There definitely seems to be some joint financial thing going on here, or some connection to somebody else's finances, though it also seems like you have walked away from something soon. There maybe have been some conflict, but there's also some new opportunities. So let's see what the North Rings have for you this week. So Sagittarius for the week of March. We're looking for actually the 2-week period of March 5 to March 18th, 2024. Okay. So you have Fehu reversed, okay? I'm sorry, not Fehu. Ansu's reverse. Fehu's, the things would be sticking up instead of going down. Okay, so Ansu's is a rune of unpredictability. It's connected to the god Loki, so it's sort of a trickster rune. And in the reverse, Ansus would indicate a lack of clarity on a situation, which is definitely indicated here. And you may feel, that there may be that you are in a situation where maybe you feel like you've been following a path, and because of your lack of clarity, maybe you feel like your own energy is being used against you in some way. But I feel like with Ansu's reverse, it's saying this is the time when the well is clogged, clean out the old first. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're seeing things clearly here, that you're not looking at things, say, through rose-colored glasses. And I feel like this means you need to wait. You need to wait till you have all the information, till you fully understand something that is going on right now, because it does seem like there is still some missing information here. So I feel like that once you, and this may be connected to past situations. I mean, we see this worry house in the house of ancestry, which could also, could potentially have to do with the past. So there may be some past thing or some past situation that you are finally putting to rest and letting go of. And then there's the matter of tying up those loose ends, and then, then I think there will be more clarity after that. But for right now, we're looking at this situation where you may feel, like there's some wasted motion over something. But again, the reversals of any rune is consider the uses of adversity. So I feel like there's going to definitely be help here. There's going to be some new beginnings, some financial partnerships that may be coming in, and some new surprises and opportunities. So even though things are not clear right now, Sagittarius, I do think that you are, you're going to be moving into a good, solid direction with some new opportunities here. And I feel like the kinds of, there's a lot of 5 energy in here, a lot of the energy of strife that we're having around here, and maybe the reevaluation that's going on here with all of the 7s. I just feel like you're moving in a, you're going to see very soon what direction, you need to go. So try not to be too discouraged right now if things feel like they're a bit, being a little bit blocked at the moment. That's it for this week. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you did enjoy this video and you find it helpful, please give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment if you choose, and do hit subscribe and the bell notification if you want to know when these videos come out. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next time.